And it's Thursday. We're coming into another weekend here soon. We're going to start with overhead press. Really great exercise for shoulder strength. Probably the best exercise for overall shoulder strength that you can do. So really glad that I'm able to be able to do this. If you don't have a barbell or a rack to do this, don't worry. You can do a version for shoulder strength called a pike push-up, which we'll get to in a little bit here today. Or you can do work with dumbbells too, like I'm doing here. Here I'm just doing a 1.5 rep side shoulder raise. So we're just trying to keep our arms out and bring the dumbbell up, maintaining our form as consistently as possible. Really important not to sway or cheat this exercise. You're doing low weights on all these dumbbell exercises because the shoulder muscles are relatively small and isolated. So don't worry about the weight, just focus on doing the exercise correctly. Here we're doing a front raise, so we're gonna use the chair as a measuring stick to make sure we're coming up high enough. But we're going to bring our arms up, close in, out, and then back down. This is just going to help us maintain that extension a little bit. Try to lock out your elbows, but you should feel it in your front shoulder quite a bit. And then from here, we're going to do some W raises. Just try to keep our form tight, keep our back and shoulders tight throughout this movement and controlled. We're going to bring the dumbbell back and up, and you'll definitely feel this in your back and your shoulder. So take a break if you need to, just for a quick second, but try to do as many as you can. And then from here we're going to do a seated version of kind of a W raise. We're going to bring our arms up in a hammer curl type movement, and then rotating the arms out and back. This is going to hit the rear delts again. Hitting the rear delts multiple times just because of how neglected it often is. So definitely try to add some exercises. And here we arrive at the pike push-up. Great exercise for shoulder strength if you that you can do just on the floor. One thing I would say to keep in mind is the angle of your forearm. Here you can see it's slightly slanted, which is not ideal. So try to lean forward a little bit more. I'll try to do that too after watching this. But you want your shoulders to move ahead of your forearms, which should be straight out of the floor, and that way it'll properly engage your shoulders a little bit better. But from there, we're going to go straight into a face pull. Great exercise. We're just pulling back here in the rear deltoids again, but keeping the form tight by leading with our hands and wrists instead of our elbows, and that'll properly engage the shoulders a little bit more. And then the extension is just to make it even a little bit more difficult to hold that position. But that's going to wrap up our shoulder day. Pretty quick series of dumbbell exercises following the overhead press. But from here we're going to finish off the day with core exercises. We're going to do some resistance band pull downs. For this one, make sure to keep your legs straight, 90 degrees with the floor, and just pull down and contract with your core. Very, very important to keep the form tight to get proper engagement of the abs. I like this exercise, a little bit easier on your lower back than doing a bunch of crunches, and you can add resistance, which is really important. Here we're doing a lateral raise with a bag of rice and some dumbbells for added resistance. Here we're just doing the same thing on the other side, right? We're doing if you're doing one-sided or one-leg or one-arm exercises, really important for symmetry to obviously do both. We're going to finish up here and then do some leg raises with dumbbell. This exercise, whatever difficulty you're doing, make sure to keep your lower back flat to the mat. That's really super important, not only to get the proper progress in your core, but also avoid lower back pain. So don't push this one too hard. Decrease the weight if you have to. Control the movement a little bit better, and tuck your legs a little bit if you have to. But don't push yourself too hard on that one. Form is the most important thing. Here we're doing the dead bug. I really like the dead bug. It's a little bit easier to feel that form that I was talking about with just one leg extended. You can definitely be more conscious of keeping your back flat to the mat, which is the most important thing to keep in mind when you're doing any of these exercises with your core, with your back on the floor. And then we're gonna do some pedal off presses again to hit our hit our side and rotation of our core. Our core's primary function is stability for the whole body, and not just in one direction, not just in a bending forward and back position, but also in a rotational motion as well. So just to keep that in mind as we finish up our workout. Do both sides. You want to just fully extend. Ideally your arms and the band would make 90-degree angle at full extension for the most difficulty, and to get the proper engagement in the core. And then we're going to finish off with a shoulder depression exercise where we just try to push up off the floor. But that'll be it for the shoulder day. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Subscribe to get a daily reminder for your workouts throughout the week. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you very much.